His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie and the Patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church were recruiting um, students like young priestess like myself and some other also same age. We are very few, about two of us at that time, and we were allowed to study at the theological college in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. That college was established by His Majesty himself, and he said that these are the people who will be leaders of the future church, and they must learn. And we learned. After that, I was graduated. After I was graduated, I went to school. I got my diploma, and I went to one province in Ethiopia to teach in public school, and I was responsible to teach religion and Amharic language. Then after 2 years, I was transferred to another school which is near to Addis Ababa, and I served there also as the same as a teacher, religious teacher, for 3 years. After 3 years, the college, or the theological college of Holy Trinity in Addis Ababa, where I was a student, they were looking for a warden or dean for the students, and I was elected to be transferred there, and I went and I served there. After that, after 2 years and a half serving there, then again the emperor and the Patriarch Basilios, which is the former patriarch, they again say that they must send some young people, including myself, to study different religions, comparative religions abroad, outside of Ethiopia. And it happened that some of us came to the United States, and some of them went to India and to England. So when I came to the United States, I went to Buffalo University, and but then the person who brought us, responses us, he was not so truthful to himself, and he disappeared, and they took him to jail, and there was nothing for us to pay, the tuition. So they then myself and one priest like myself, his name is Gabriel Medhin or Paulos now, they sent us to St. Vladimir College. It is in Tuckahoe, New York. So we studied there for 3 years, and we get our Bachelor of Divinity. Then after that, I went to, while I was studying there, I was told by the Patriarch that I must serve the church. There were congregation in New York, few congregation. And even though I refused, I was forced to serve the church. While I am studying, I have to serve the church. And I did serve the church. Then after a while, after a few years, they also told me that the Jamaican people were very, yearning to get Ethiopian church established there because of the Rastafarians who who say Haile Selassie is God. Jamaica was in terrible condition, fighting with the police and everything. So I, was told by the emperor and by the patriarch again to serve Jamaica Church.
Around what year would you say that
It was 1970.
1970.
1970. I came to the United States in 1962, but then to Jamaica it was 1970. And after a while I went to studying and serving at New York University, and I was graduated with a Master of Religious Education, and then I continued going to first I went to Ethiopia because I said that I don't want to be here in the West. I want to work in Ethiopia to help my people. But then the patriarch and the emperor, they said to me, you are the one who knows about the people and you must go back. So I had to come back again. I had to come back again after 1 year in Ethiopia. And then, serving in Jamaica and in New York, again, I was also serving as priest, as in charge in the Caribbean, like Trinidad, Tobago, and Guyana. I established many churches. I established also churches in one church in St. Kitts, one church in Antigua, and then I established churches in the United States Virgin Island and Canada, Bermuda Island, and established churches also in South Africa. That was during the time when Mandela was in jail. And then I was working for my PhD at Princeton University. First I was working and I got Master of Sacred Theology from there for 2 years study. Then I was working for postgraduate, as postgraduate study. That is for my PhD, doctorate. Then I finished classes I attended, and it was the time for me to write thesis. But then I was called to Ethiopia, and when I went there, they just made me a bishop. When I became the bishop, it was very difficult for me to continue school. So my life becomes like going on everywhere and establish churches, and especially the Western born, like Trinidad, Guyana, Bermuda, Antigua, St. Kitts, Virgin Islands, Jamaica, and Canada. All those the Ethiopians were not so many people here at that time, but it was Western born.
What year? Sorry, what year were you ordained bishop?
It was 1989. Was 1968. So was there too. You could find it there. I just get it to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, and I'm still around. Of course, our church is not in a good situation right now. There was a patriarch when the present regime was introduced. Came to take position in Ethiopia. There was another patriarch, and he left the country and he is in exile somewhere in the United States. And then another patriarch was installed as patriarch, And the people are not happy about the whole situation, and regardless, there are thousands of Ethiopians here now in the United States. I am serving them myself, and I am in this situation right now.
Okay, let's take a break.
Action.
Abune Yesehaq,
Yes.
what could you tell us about the Emperor, His Majesty Haile Selassie?
Well, the emperor, as I understand, as I know him close, he was a wonderful leader. He was the king of kings of Ethiopia, and as a matter of fact, Africa had no leader. The rest of African countries, they were under colony. French, British, others, Italians, they were occupied by those. But Ethiopia is free from the beginning, except the intervention during Mussolini in 1935. So the emperor, because from his younghood, is a very intelligent and knowledgeable, and he served his country as a crown prince during Queen Zewditu. Queen Zewditu was the queen of Ethiopia, and she was the daughter of Menelik II. And Haile Selassie was really responsible for everything. And of course, when Mussolini invaded Ethiopia, he fought. He was in the battlefield, gathering his people, his armies, according to their ability. Not that they had this sophisticated weapon like the Italians, but they fought with stones and sticks and whatever. And of course they couldn't resist the power of the Italian army. The Italians came and they exterminated young, old, and poor people and children, whatever, with bombs from the sky. And Haile Selassie, of course, he fought as much as he can, but then he knew that he would not be able to do it. So he was advised by his people, that he should just go to the Lake of Nations, Geneva. And he left. He left by train through Djibouti and went to England, and he went to the Lake of Nations. Lake of Nations was at that time working as United Nations. And he applied to the League of Nations, which are the powers, they call them, like the Italian, France, German, and English, and I think America. And he was successful in a short, he was successful. And after 5 years, he came back as king of Ethiopia. And he really started establishing schools. There was no modern school or public school established before him. But since he became the emperor of Ethiopia, he started from elementary into university today. And he was the creator of those modern education